Roosevelt said, a date that will live in infamy. 75 years ago, the attacks on Pearl Harbor took place, and next Wednesday, the Sulphur Public Library is going to commemorate the occasion with a special event. We've got Jared from the library, along with McNeese history professor Dr. Forrest here to share all the details. Thanks for coming by today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
What does the program entail next Wednesday?
We're going to have about a 45-minute lecture from Dr. Forrest, and then afterwards we'll have about a 15 to 20-minute question and answers with also some light refreshments.
Oh, we can't do anything without refreshments.
We wouldn't dream of it, absolutely.
Why do you think it's important to have a program that's honoring the 75th anniversary?
The Pearl Harbor event was such a big marking spot in history, and it really did change the world. And to not bring it up on the 75th anniversary, I think, would just be a disservice to all the people and the country itself. It's things you need to know about and need to remember.
And it's nice that we're doing something here locally to commemorate it. You know, there's going to be large-scale events at Pearl Harbor itself to commemorate the day, but you guys are doing it here locally. Where's that happening?
It's going to be at the Sulphur Library. It's on Cypress Street in Sulphur. We expect a pretty good turnout, and we really are excited to have everybody show up and learn some things.
Dr. Forrest, are you reaching out to younger people to come to this particular event?
Well, I hope so. This is one of the big turning points in American history, and I would hope that that would be something that they would be familiar with, as our world was never the same after this.
How do you expect to address some of the issues next Wednesday evening when talking about this?
One of the things I'm going to do is to focus a lot on the lack of preparedness. And what I had decided to do is look at what the American press had to say in the last week before Pearl Harbor. Unfortunately, the American press didn't publish on Sundays in 1941, so on the 7th of December there is no paper, but the 6th and the 8th there are. And you can see how big of a shock it was.
So you get sort of a snapshot of the before and after. How interesting.
And what people were thinking here and what they expected. And the editorials are very, very good.
Actually included those all the way back then. People had opinions about things. What do you expect some of the questions that you might be hearing during that question and answer session?
Oh gosh, I don't know. How did the Japanese pull it off? Why weren't we ready? And things of that nature.
And then looking forward, and how do we come back from this? How did World War II impact the country?
Well, for one thing, after World War II, there is no more lack of preparedness in two ways. We're not going to be surprised again, and I think of Strategic Air Command during the Cold War. Always ready. And then we get the Central Intelligence Agency. In 1941, the Navy and the Army both looked upon intelligence as reading somebody else's mail, and gentlemen don't do that.
Gentlemen do not do that.
So the intelligence was very amateurish.
All right, a lot of interesting things that are going to be discussed next Wednesday at the Sulphur Library. We encourage everybody to come out and enjoy it. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
All right.